What's up, folks? Welcome to another edition of Pro Wrestling Talk, brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming, here on the U to the Tube. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. So, just finished watching AEW Revolution, and I have to say, AEW has kicked off this year with a ginormous bang. We got to remember, this is their first pay-per-view of the year. So, let's do a recap of how things went on AEW Revolution of 2022. So, there were a total of 12 matches for this pay-per-view. 3 of them were on the buy-in, the pre-show, and then 9 on the main card. So, let's get started with the 3 pre-show matches. First up, we had a singles match. We had legit Layla Hirsch taking on Chris Statlander. Now, things have been heating up between these two pretty much ever since their last singles match against each other, which I was actually at the show for that. It was in Raleigh. It was the show in Raleigh, North Carolina. And Chris Statlander defeated Layla Hirsch, but Layla didn't accept the handshake afterwards. I mean, they had the handshake first, but didn't accept the handshake afterwards. So, these two went at it back and forth, and overall, it was a great match. Legit Layla Hirsch was able to get the victory, first off, hitting Chris Statlander in the head with the turnbuckle rod, that little, metal turnbuckle rod. Hit her in the head with that as her head was through the ropes. Hit her in the head with that. And then she did a springboard moonsault to finish the job and get the 1, 2, 3. And legit Layla Hirsch defeats Chris Statlander. I wasn't surprised by this. I mean, after all, Chris Statlander won the first meeting between the two. And of course, Red Velvet came out to check on her friend afterwards. But it's definitely not over between Layla Hirsch and Chris Statlander, or even Red Velvet at that. They're both 1-1 now. So I expect to see this rivalry, this storyline continue between these 3 ladies. But for now, legit Layla Hirsch got the victory. Good match. Way to open up. Good match. Second buy-in match was QT Marshall versus Hook. Now, I will say about this, I'm sure most of us thought it was going to be a squash. I had a feeling that it could have gone either way, but it didn't end up being a squash. QT Marshall actually got a decent amount of offense in this match. Now, it wasn't that long of a match, but still, he got in a decent amount of offense on Hook. But sure enough, Hook, showing that he's the son of Taz, the human suplex machine, and just definitely let loose. And then he eventually was able to lock in the Taz mission, or as they now call it, the Red Rum, and was able to get QT Marshall to tap out. And of course, walks down to the ring, circles the ring, wrestles, gets the victory, and then just walks out like he normally does. That's Hook for you. But I wouldn't say that this was a squash. If it was a squash, I truly believe that QT Marshall wouldn't have had any offense in. But he at least had a decent amount of offense in. So I can't say this was really a squash. At least, not in my book. Y'all let me know what you think. I can't really, to me personally, say that it was a squash, but others may feel differently. And then the final match of the buy-in for AEW Revolution was a trios match. You had the House of Black, which is Malachi Black, Brody King, Buddy Matthews. And they had a really sick entrance all of them dressed in black with wearing the skull with antlers helmets. All three of them. So I thought that was really cool, how they were in sync in the entrance of the House of Black. Thought it was really, really cool. And then they went up against Death Triangle, or at least 2/3 of Death Triangle, and Pac and Penta Obscuro, and Eric Redbeard. And I have to say, this was quite a great trios match between these 6 guys. It was back and forth. It really could have gone either way. And I tell you, it was good to see Eric Redbeard work once again. For those that don't recognize the name, that was formerly Eric Rowan back in WWE. Was former member of the Wyatt family. Used to be tag team champions with the late Brody Lee. But yeah, this match was solid. Just back and forth. You know, some high flying here. A lot of great spots in this match. And I tell you, seeing Eric Redbeard and Brody King, you know, show off not only their power, but also their agility as well. These big guys can fly, too. These big guys can fly. But it was an awesome match. I definitely enjoyed it overall. But the House of Black was able to get the victory. And you know what? I think it makes sense, because part of me was thinking that they were going to win, because I don't think Eric Redbeard is signed to AEW. I think this was just kind of like a fill-in, because I believe eventually Phoenix is going to return, and it'll be interesting to see what his persona will be like when Rey Fenix returns. But this rivalry definitely is not over. It's far from over. But definitely saw the Black Mist come into play, and just, you know, it was pretty much a triple team from all three of Malachi Black, Brody King, Buddy Matthews. And yeah, I just felt for that to be the last match on the buy-in, they definitely, both these teams had plenty of time. There were some great spots. And I have to say, that fear factor on the ring apron, yikes. Yikes. Whew, that was crazy. That was a really crazy spot. But overall, great trios match. House of Black get the victory. But definitely this rivalry is far from over. I would love to see, you know, things do lead up to when Rey Fenix returns, and then we'll really have a showdown. But that was your buy-in. That was three matches. Usually the buy-ins are usually between 1 and 2 matches, but there were 3 this time around. So, nice buy-in. Really nice buy-in. All right. Now on to the main card. AEW Revolution kicked off the main card with Chris Jericho versus Eddie Kingston. And I tell you, as soon as Eddie Kingston came out after Chris Jericho, it pretty much went right into the match. Just no time wasted. And these two told a really great story in this match. I mean, it was back and forth, trading blows. And we just got to see a lot, pretty much a good amount of heel Jericho in this match. Definitely, no doubt. But these two told a great story in this match. A lot of heat, a lot of animosity. These two just let it all out. Definitely let it all out. And what a way for Eddie Kingston to get over on Jericho and pull off the big win. Not just pinning him. Oh no, he didn't pin Jericho. He made Jericho submit to the stretch plum. Now, I have to say, kudos on the booking Like, not only did Eddie Kingston finally win the big one, he made Jericho tap out to the stretch plum. That was amazing. That was amazing match. And of course, afterwards, Eddie Kingston offered his hand for a handshake. Because remember, Jericho had said that if Eddie Kingston beat him, he would look him in the eyes, shake his hand, and would give him the respect. Eddie Kingston said to him, "I respect you. Shake my hand." Jericho didn't do it. He couldn't bring himself to do it. And he ended up leaving the ring, leaving Eddie Kingston high and dry. No handshake. So it makes me wonder what's going to happen next. Because, Jericho didn't shake his hand. I don't know if they're going to, continue this feud or if they're going to follow up with this. But I think it's safe to say that Jericho might be a heel now. He might be a heel. But we'll see what happens as it gets to the aftermath with this upcoming AEW Dynamite. But I think it may be safe to say that Jericho's a heel now. But we'll see. But it was a great match. What a match to kick off the main card of AEW Revolution. Next up, we had the Tag Team Championship Triple Threat match. We had the champs, Jurassic Express, defending against both the Young Bucks and Red Dragon. And I tell you, it was really great to see Red Dragon compete as a tag team in AEW once again. So just love it, love it, love it. But this triple threat tag team match for the titles, I tell you, it was an excellent match. Definitely a match I enjoyed. I love all three of these tag teams. And all three of these tag teams really got to showcase really, really well. Now, of course, quite a bit played into the dissension between the Young Bucks and Red Dragon to the point where, at the end of the day, Jurassic Express was able to take advantage. They were able to take advantage, and sure enough, they were able to get the victory and retain the AEW Tag Team Championships. Couple of things I want to say. Luchasaurus, man, one of the big men, which you got to think about it. The big men that they have in AEW right now, most of them can fly. But I tell you, it's just something special about how Luchasaurus moves. As one of the big men that can be kind of considered a high flyer. I think out of the group of big men in AEW, Luchasaurus definitely is that special hybrid high flyer, especially for his size. So I'm amazed more and more. Not to mention where he had the double choked while on the ground, kipped up, and then did the double choke slams. That was amazing. The way he showcases his athletic ability is just phenomenal. And same thing with Jungle Boy. Like I said, to a lot of people, they might not be considered like a big, ginormous tag team name compared to like the Young Bucks or to FTR or to Red Dragon or, you know what I mean? But they clearly show constantly why they are the current tag team champions. And you know what? I don't hate them for it. I don't hate them for it. Jurassic Express puts on great matches. So, I like all three of these tag teams. I was rooting for Red Dragon to win, but you know what? I'm not disappointed in the results. I'm not disappointed at all. If anything, it's gonna lead into the Young Bucks and Red Dragon feuding, which I am all for. I am all for that. So, like I said, great match. I am totally cool with the outcome. Jurassic Express stays on top. But great triple threat tag team match. Loved it. So next up we had the Face of the Revolution ladder match, where the winner will get a future TNT championship opportunity. The competitors, there were 6. We had Wardlow, Keith Lee, Christian Cage, Ricky Starks, Orange Cassidy, and Powerhouse Hobbs. Now, this was definitely a ladder match that I enjoyed. And, you know, I know a lot of folks probably really wanted Keith Lee to win. And I have to say, Keith Lee doing that double leapfrogging over two of the competitors, I tell you, Keith Lee, I feel like be doing stuff that he probably on paper shouldn't be able to do, but that's why he's the limitless one. That's all I can really say about that. I'd have to say, though, my favorite spot was Orange Cassidy. While Wardlow and Keith Lee were holding the ends of a ladder, Orange Cassidy in the middle, and he pulled himself up over and onto the ladder to pretty much reach up to get the gold ring. That was cool. That was really, really cool. The spot that really scared me the most was when Wardlow pretty much powerbombed Ricky Starks onto the ladder right before Wardlow grabbed the ring. The way Ricky Starks landed, it looked sick. It looked really sick. It just landed on his head. It looked really sick. But, man, there were quite a number of spots in this match, which is expected in a ladder match when you think about it. And then seeing Wardlow knock Keith Lee and Powerhouse Hobbs off the stage into a couple of tables was a nice spot. Pretty much incapacitating them. But, yeah, Wardlow wins this ladder match. He grabs the ring. Therefore, Wardlow will get a future TNT championship opportunity. And overall, I felt like this makes sense. Because, I mean, they have to continue to bring heat to the storyline involving MJF and Wardlow. So, this makes a lot of sense. But, great match. Definitely enjoyed it. And, yeah. Wardlow with the victory. And then, right afterwards, before the next match, we actually had a segment where Tony Schiavone called out Shane Swerve Strickland for him to sign his new AEW contract. And of course, you could hear a whole lot of Swerve's House chants from the crowd. Got on the mic for a little bit, but hey, Shane Swerve Strickland is all elite. And you know, it had been rumored that a lot of promotions were interested in Swerve and that he had options. But he decided to sign with AEW. But like I said, I'm pretty sure we're going to continue to see him in other promotions as well. I mean, he recently wrestled on Terminus. He's been wrestling on New Japan as well, on New Japan Strong. So, I mean, I'm sure we're going to see more of Swerve in other promotions as well. But, signed his contract. Swerve is all elite. And I look forward to it. I look forward to seeing Swerve in AEW, seeing what kind of matches he gets, see what kind of storylines he gets. I love it. Swerve is a one-of-a-kind talent, and I think he will do great in AEW. Or just in general. The dude is a one-of-a-kind talent. So, congratulations to Shane Swerve Strickland. Next up, we had the TBS Championship match where Jade Cardgill defended against Conte. Now, before the match, I'll say this. Now, I don't like Jade Cardgill. Not a fan of her. But I gotta give credit where credit's due. Her entrance was the bomb diggity. They had Kingfish play her theme on guitar. And not only that, Jade Cardgill came out dressed as Jade from Mortal Kombat. That was awesome. And I don't even like Jade Cardgill, but that entrance and her ring gear was awesome. I got to give credit where credit's due. So, 2 thumbs up for that. Now, as far as the match, I mean, Conte did look pretty strong in this match. I'll give her that. Of course, Anna Jay did come out to help support, but of course, she did get taken out. And she did kind of help interfere in the match as well. Chair shot to Jade. But it's crazy how she ate a chair shot, kicked out of a pin, ate a DDT, kicked out. And ultimately, Jade Cardgill was able to win, hitting Jaded on Conte. So I believe Jade is now 29-0. And Conte is now 0-4 in championship matches in her AEW career. And honestly, after this, I have no faith that Conte will ever win a singles title in AEW. I just don't see it, y'all. She's had 4 chances. 0-4. Because remember, she's had a chance at the NWA World Women's Championship, but she lost to Serena Deeb. She was the champ at the time. Lost to Serena Deeb. She had a shot at the AEW Women's Championship when it was held by Hikaru Shida. She lost to Shida. She had a chance at the AEW Women's World Championship when Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, has it currently. She lost to her. And then just earlier at AEW Revolution, had a chance at the TBS Championship, and she lost to Jade Cardgill. Conte is 0-4, y'all, in title matches. That's not good. That's not good at all. I was talking to some folks, and they're like, she'll eventually win it. She'll eventually win it. Honestly, I think she has more of a chance winning, if they decide to do some women's tag team championships. I could see her and Anna Jay, J, I could see those two winning those. But I don't think Conte is going to win a singles title in AEW. I just don't see it. She's had 4 chances and has lost all 4. So, I don't know. Let me know what y'all think about that. But I think it's over for her. I really do. Anyway, next up we had the dog collar match. CM Punk versus MJF. Now, I was kind of surprised. I was thinking that maybe this was going to end up being the co-main event. So I'm kind of surprised that they went ahead and did this match now. So, of course, MJF trolled us at first with the entrance theme. And then the unthinkable happened. CM Punk, he didn't come out to Cult of Personality. Oh, no. He came out to his old ROH theme. rocking some of his old ROH ring gear. Not only that, when he was announced, the announcer announced him as the Second City Saint, CM Punk. Wow. I really love how they're dialing back to the ROH roots. And of course, this couldn't come at a greater time than now, especially considering Tony Khan now owns ROH. But this was awesome. Seeing CM Punk come out to his ROH theme, rocking gear that he wore back in ROH, and getting announced in his intro as the Second City Saint. Just magnificent. Magnificent. As far as the match was excellent. Definitely back and forth. Very brutal. CM Punk got busted open. MJF got busted open. I mean, it was just a brutal. And of course, we expected it to be brutal and nasty and all of the above. So it definitely did not disappoint. I mean, we even saw thumbtacks involved, and I hope CM Punk's tushy is okay, because his booty cheeks took some tacks. Definitely took some tacks, especially from that superplex. Oh yeah, took some tacks to the booty. Near the end, MJF was calling for help from Wardlow. Wardlow came down, all dressed up in a suit and everything. MJF wanted the Dynamite Diamond ring, but MJF seemed to have misplaced it. And sure enough, CM Punk was able to take advantage of the distraction, hit a GTS, and then, now Wardlow was able to find the Dynamite Diamond ring. Smiles at CM Punk, puts the ring into the ring for CM Punk to use, and he used it on MJF and was able to get the 1, 2, 3, and CM Punk defeats MJF in this dog collar match. And I think it is safe to say that Wardlow is officially a face. He's officially a baby face. He's definitely a baby face now. He's definitely a baby face. And this is what's going to spark more fuel for the storyline between MJF and Wardlow. And if you ask me, I got a feeling that when come time for Wardlow's TNT title shot, I think MJF is going to screw him over. I think he's going to screw him over. I think it's only a matter of time. I don't know when he's going to get that title shot, but I assume it's going to be soon. But he's going to screw him over. Like, no doubt about that. He's going to screw him over. It's just a matter of time. All right, next up, we have the AEW Women's World Championship match as Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, defended against Thunder Rosa. Now, if you noticed, Britt Baker was wearing the new AEW Women's World Championship. That's right. There's a new belt. And I was thinking at first, okay, you remember the last time there was a new AEW Women's belt? Sheeta was the champ. What happened? She ended up losing it at All Out to Britt Baker. So I was thinking that this was going to be history repeating itself. It was a pretty decent match, back and forth. A lot of interference. Did not like the ending. The ending really logically made no sense. So Britt Baker did win. She did retain. It took her 2 curb stomps to do it. Not only that, the first curb stomp she did to Thunder Rosa was onto the championship belt. And then, not only that, we also had a lot of interference with Rebel and Jamie Hayter. I mean, just throwing everything at Thunder Rosa. Which, I mean, it makes her look strong. But what I don't understand is, she hits Thunder Rosa with the curb stomp onto the belt. Thunder Rosa kicks out. And then after even more distractions, Thunder Rosa gets back into the ring, eats a second curb stomp. And she can't kick out of that. It just, I don't know. It just was a very, very shady finish. Very shady finish. Not only that, I mean, it's clear that Britt Baker cannot win on her own. Especially having 2 people interfere. And I kind of feel bad for Thunder Rosa because no Mercedes Martinez. I thought Mercedes Martinez was going to show up and try to somewhat even things out, but that didn't happen. So, I don't know. I didn't like the finish. But there's a silver lining to this because it is announced that Layla Hirsch will take on Thunder Rosa in a number 1 contenders eliminator match. And whoever wins this number 1 contenders eliminator will get a shot at Britt Baker for the title at St. Patrick's Day Slam, I believe in San Antonio, which was where Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa had their lights out match. The one that Thunder Rosa won that, didn't, officially count. So maybe that's when they might pull the trigger and have Thunder Rosa dethrone Britt Baker. I thought maybe they were going to wait until Double or Nothing, but, I mean, with this opportunity presented itself, it could happen at this St. Patrick's Day Slam. So, we'll see what happens, but thought the match was good, just didn't like the finish. I thought the finish was kind of eh. And then next up we had Jon Moxley versus the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. And I tell you, this was definitely back and forth. I mean, you saw a lot of brawling. You saw a lot of strong style, a lot of submission attempts. Mox got busted open. It was just definitely what I expected between these two. And, what happened afterwards was very, very special, very iconic. So, not to mention, we saw Moxley stomping Bryan Danielson's head a good couple of times. Thought he had him in the Bulldog choke. Thought he was going to tap for a second, but it didn't happen. Bryan Danielson had the Moxley in a triangle choke. And it looked like he was about to pass out Smith, but was able to reverse it into like a jackknife sort of pin, which his feet hit the ropes for a second, and then they got cleared and hit the mat. And the ref counted up 1, 2, 3, and sure enough, Jon Moxley defeats Bryan Danielson, something that Moxley has never been able to do until tonight. He has never beaten Bryan Danielson in his wrestling career. And thus, this gives the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, his second loss in AEW. Now, of course, afterwards, Bryan Danielson didn't take too kindly to that, and then they started brawling some more. And then, out of nowhere, William Regal shows up, gets into the ring, slaps both of them to get their heads straight and to get them refocused, and got them to shake hands. And just like that, William Regal, some of them may know him as Lord Steven Regal from back in the WCW days, but William Regal is now All Elite. And I have to say, that is huge for AEW. And word is he's going to have a backstage role and have some on-camera roles as well. This is a big win for AEW. William Regal? I mean, we've already seen, a lot of what he's been able to do, back in NXT, and just what he means. And now that he's going to be under the AEW umbrella? Dang. So they got Swerve, and then they got William Regal. Wow. Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. Next up, we had the Tornado Tag Team Trios match. We had the AHFOs, Matt Hardy, Andrade El Idolo, and Isaiah Cassidy taking on Darby Allin, Sting, and TNT champion Sammy Guevara. Of course, the action started off pretty much instantly. And it was definitely back and forth, a lot of crazy spots. Because, it's a tornado tag match, so no tags are needed. No DQ, pretty much anything goes. And there are a lot of crazy spots. We had the Spanish Fly spot through 2 tables with Isaiah Cassidy and Sammy Guevara. Although the tables didn't break. One of them just flattened. But the tables never broke. And honestly, I was kind of concerned for both Cassidy and Guevara, because that was a sick Spanish Fly spot. Really, really sick. And then 62-year-old Sting hit a splash from the rafters through 3 tables. Look, kudos to Sting for being willing to do that and doing it so well. But AEW, in all seriousness, Tony Khan, let's wrap for a second. We might want to tone that down. Like, I understand Sting's only going to wrestle a certain number of matches, but having him do that spot, was it awesome? Yes. Was it cool that he did it? Yes. Did he do it well? Yes. But was it necessary? No. I don't think it was necessary for Sting. It's awesome that he was able to do that, but that's still a 62-year-old man. I'm just saying. It was a cool spot, but I think it was an unnecessary spot. But, he did it. He did it perfectly, and, kudos to that. But, oh, man, we saw a lot of the HAFO interfere. Mark Quinn got involved. The Butcher and the Blade got involved. I was kind of surprised to see so much of the AHFO interfere. But then again, I probably shouldn't have been. But Sure enough, Darby Allin was able to secure the pin for his team, and Darby Allin, Sammy Guevara, and Sting get the victory. Which it looks like throughout the whole process, Sammy Guevara and Darby Allin were on the same page, and they shook hands even after the match. So they were able to come together and win this tornado tag match. But man, those spots were scary. Those spots were scary, and gotta give kudos to Sting. Gotta give him kudos. And then the main event, the AEW World Championship. Hangman Adam Page defended against Adam Cole. Adam Cole coming out to the ring looking like Master Chief. Pretty much had the Spartan gear on. The funny thing was he went to the wrong side of the ring for his boom pose. He was supposed to go to the other side. So there was kind of a botch there. But other than that, the match was great. Definitely back and forth. These two told a great story in this match. I mean, it was just awesome. That was a sick Deadeye spot that Hangman did to Adam Cole. That was really sick. And then the Panama Sunrise as well off of the apron. Whew, man, they get pretty crazy with these spots. Of course, Red Dragon did come down to sort of help out. And then, of course, the Dark Order eventually came down to brawl with Red Dragon and kind of even things up. And sure enough, it was back and forth, but sure enough, Hangman Adam Page was able to get the last laugh. Lowered the boom on Adam Cole, and then hitting him with a buckshot lariat. Second buckshot lariat to get the 1, 2, 3. And Hangman Adam Page retains the AEW World Championship, giving Adam Cole his first loss in AEW. So, we had no title changes. No title changes whatsoever. But I have to say, for this being AEW's first pay-per-view of the year, they knocked it out of the park. I'm sorry, but this pay-per-view was excellent, and it easily trounces Day 1, Royal Rumble, and Elimination Chamber all together. And to be honest, I really don't see WrestleMania being any competition. I mean, it's WrestleMania, sure, but they're still trying to sell out tickets. And Double or Nothing, all that's left are upper level. So WWE's got work to do. I mean, with WrestleMania coming up, and it's a 2-nighter. Now, if they can't do anything at least to compete with AEW Revolution, and they have the extra night, that's not good. That's not good. And so far with WrestleMania, the only match right now that I'm sort of interested in is Edge versus AJ Styles. I mean, just keeping it real. But this was an excellent pay-per-view. Very excellent pay-per-view. The matches overall were great. Swerve is all elite. William Regal's all elite. I mean, it was excellent. We had a Danhausen spot as well in the Face of the Revolution ladder match. I mean, it was awesome. Awesome pay-per-view. Definitely brought their A game. Came out to begin this year with a bang. AEW Revolution 2022. 2 big thumbs up. Loved it. Enjoyed it. But we'll see what they got coming up next, I know they announced St. Patrick's Day Slam. And like I said, Double or Nothing is not until the end of May. And of course, they got the Owen Hart Cup tournament in May as well. So we'll have to see what they do going through the rest of March and April. But I'm excited. I'm definitely excited. Things are looking really, really great. And of course, remember, word is Jeff Hardy is going to All Elite Wrestling as well. So I'm pretty sure it's only a matter of time before we see the Hardy Boys reunited in AEW. So a lot to look forward to. But anyway, that's all that I have for AEW Revolution 2022 recap. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. And like I said, let me know what y'all thought of AEW Revolution. Did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? What did you like about it? What did you hate about it? Like, let me know your thoughts. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. For another pro wrestling talk, brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. Hope everybody has a blessed week. And I will see y'all very soon. Take care. Peace.